This person writes, I just realized I'm not made for a relationship, not even for hookups. And I call bullshit on that. I think you're fearful because you've failed in the past, or you've linked up a bunch of pain to relationships and now you don't even try. You say, I just realized I'm not made for a relationship with anyone, not even a simple hookup, and it seems people don't understand my major problem. Your problem is you're in victim mode right now. It's like, well, people don't understand it. They just don't get me. It's bullshit, dude. It's like you're afraid. I'm 28, and unfortunately, I never had a relationship with any girl. All of this because I was always an introvert, meaning you never tried. So how can you get upset at other people for not understanding you and just blaming other people when you never even tried? Bullied during school, it affected my mindset on how I see things. You let it, dude. Instead of letting it basically fuel you, some of the most strong and influential people have been bullied. And it's about how you use it, not just cowering away and say, oh, this happened. And you're just finding a way to get to you taking no action and basically living in that fear, dude. You got to step up. You got to get over that. There's no way around that. And you got to face that. Today, I don't know if I should call myself an introvert. I do volunteer work. I got promoted as a manager at my work, so I do talk a lot during work. I know that I'm not ugly. I know that I am funny and quite interesting. People and friends keep telling me that. So your source of there you go. It's like, well, your source of your perception of yourself is based off of what other people think of you. And when you're caught in this trap, you are their slave. You are completely reliant on them. And when you act this way, it's like people feel it. People feel that neediness. People feel that you want to be liked so bad, and therefore you become invisible. Close friends actually want to hang out with me. Now stop the bragging. I am telling that because this is important for me. With all the traits I have, I must say the only thing that bothers me so much, that makes me extremely sad, angry, envious. Well, if you display those things, those aren't going to support a healthy relationship. Understand that. And don't try to find a way to get back to those. And that's seemingly what you're doing. That's a pattern of that you're getting back to, at least in regards to relationships. And I deep down feel I'm falling into depression because nobody really understands what I feel. No, you're thinking that the world's out to get you, and you're thinking that you're in this victim mindset, dude, and that's what's causing you these problems. Not what other people think about you, not oh if they like me or not, oh if they think I'm bad, oh if I've never had a girlfriend, or it's like it's bullshit, dude. You're living in this lie and you probably don't even realize it, but because you've been living there for so long. It makes me, and why do people get into depression? It's because it's like, well, their life isn't matching how they think it should be, and they feel like they're helpless in order to change it. And so you feel like you can't change your relationship status. You can't basically to go out and take action because it's like whatever thing that you're associating, whatever fear, however big a deal you're making this into as far as getting in a relationship, it's preventing you from even trying. And so now, because you don't even try, you feel like it'll never work out for you. And so therefore it's like, well, you're experiencing a ton of pain. And then that's when you get caught in that depression trap. When you're in that pain and don't feel like you can get out. Yesterday was my birthday and I looked extremely angry. I hurt my parents very hard because I ignored the surprise they did for me plus the super gifts. So it's like you're totally distancing yourself from people, man. And you got to grow up, man. I know when you hear that from somebody, it stings bad and you resent them and you probably hate the person that tells you that. Um, but I'm okay with that because it's like you need to hear it and you need to have kind of a shock. And I've seen my other videos and stuff, and some of them I even shock myself. Like, geez, how did I even say that? Like, but when I get down to it, it's like, well, man, sometimes that shock might not cause you to like me or cause you to resent me, but it'll also make you think because it's challenging what you're doing and it's challenging that belief that you have. And when you challenge it and you question it, that's sometimes when you actually change. And so that's why I keep those videos up that maybe you've seen that I'm like snap at somebody or call them out bluntly. Because I do believe that that shock factor does affect change. So how's this guy get it out of this pattern? Well, one, he's got to decide. He's got to question his belief because it's very difficult to overcome beliefs. I recognize that. And so he's got to recognize first that he's in this basically pattern of being a victim and basically just indulging in those negative and disempowering emotions. And they're keeping him down. And he has to realize that and decide to get out of it. And sometimes that takes painful experiences. A lot of cases, like we go through something difficult, and that's really the spark or the starting point of us going on this journey of really self-improvement or getting better or getting out of the situation we're in. Because it's like sometimes we just reach a point where we're like enough. And unfortunately, it's like people wait so long to get to that point that it sometimes takes them many, many years to do that, to get to that point. But once they get to that point, it's like there's a moment shift, and it's like they change in a moment as far as their trajectory. And so once you decide, it's like that's most of the battle right there. Is once you decide and you are truthful to that decision and you basically work towards and are committed to that decision. And then you can find out, the lesser thing, which is the how to do it, how to get better, how to build that self-confidence, how to not be in this victim mode, how to not seek the approval of others and being completely reliant on what they think of you. And if they don't like you, then that's bad. And it's like you're trying to base your life on something that you can't control. And so once you make that decision and then you just start all of a sudden taking action. I got to that point in my life, and it was like I was totally embarrassed while I confessed my feelings to a girl that was like a family friend, and then I just totally like distanced myself from the entire family, their family, and just like totally awkward. And I was like, this is not who I am. And so I shifted. I read as many books as I can. I made a bunch of mistakes. I applied a lot of what I learned, and a lot of it was just like honestly wrong information. And so what I had to do is I just had to keep going and then refine my criteria on, hey, what's actually the truth? What's the psychology behind how attraction works? What's bullshit? What are people telling you that just doesn't even work? I mean, I had to basically develop a filter. And then I found somebody that I truly thought that was just incredible at relationships, the best I've ever seen, which was Coach Corey Wayne. And I just completely dove into his content. But it's like once you find somebody, you go deep in their content, and then you basically just learn every single day, make progress every single day. And what I do is I put it on a wall. And so I have all my studying, I have my music, my guitar, I have my deals that I analyze as far as like apartment deals. I have my workouts. Yeah, and then other things that I basically just put in there. I put it all on my wall so I can see it every day and I check it off. And then each time I check it off, it's like gives you that like, okay, I accomplished something today. And after, I've been doing that, I don't know, a long time, probably well over 3 years. But it's like when you do that every single day, it's like your confidence just grows and grows and grows and grows. And then it's like, well, man, I'm somebody, your identity shifts. It's like, I'm somebody who makes progress every day. I'm someone who who does the things that I say I'm going to do every single day. And when that happens, it's like you just get so much more self-worth. And when you can go on that journey of really personal growth, you'll discover so many things about you, and it'll be one of the most fun processes you can, because it's like ultimately fulfillment comes from that sense of growth and then also giving back. But to give back, you have to have something to give. And so first you have to grow and you have to get better every single day. And when you're making that growth, it's like that's really when you're the most happy, when you're in pursuit of something that you perceive as great.